Ad Astra Abyssosque. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration...
The Traveler would be the most suitable candidate!
I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help? Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rift Hounds are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby Mount Yogo in Great...
Rift Hounds?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. But the sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already? Good. Then you can...
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rift Hound's attacks, their main priority is to protect the civilian population. So they are the Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties as you have our I will mark on your map the air...
Relax, we'll be... The sacred...
Why do words make the same
Keeping the sacred sakura safe was Kazari's greatest wish, and now these mangy mutts are trying to destroy it! Time to teach him a lesson! They're attacking the sacred sakura! Stop them!
Take flight! Yeah! Kamisato art!
Time to get fallen leaves. Adorn my night!
Can't handle your dream! Come!
My apologies!
Wind strike!
Witness the power of Gugwa!
Whirling around! There are so many of them! No wonder the Tenryu Commission needed help! Come on, Traveler! You can take them!
Torn to oblivion!
Shogun? Wait, no!
Oh, it's you. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryu Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like egg. You sure made short work of them! That was amazing!
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside.
Makes sense. You must get super bored.
Might I remind you that I am not here recently. I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura. I considered this matter worthy of my attention. So I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But Rift Hounds attacking the sacred Sakura.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil. and the Rift Hounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in. So that's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, but an excess of caution isn't.
Guess you can't argue with.
Since we are both here for the same reason, from the traces they've left in the surrounding area.
My mom feels so safe when we're in Ace Come. Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the this color. It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Time to go. I follow the wind.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it... Huh? What's this? Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts, but why would they appear?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are kept.
What happened here?
Who are you? What do you do? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, I'm telling you, we will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't. Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless, ferocious. Every last trace of humanity's existence.
But look!
Not right now. But they'll be back. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's you're back. Please, we beg you. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting...
Calm down. The war...
Over. But...
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as there are no monsters. Nor is there anything else here.
What? But how? I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own...
Hey, calm down!
I think I understand. Yes, we were right. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all...
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was the sacred Sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this, an entity formed with strong filth, would be highly aggressive. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed.
So the memories of the ones that...
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago. Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others, the disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all but my friend, Kitsune Saigu, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both...
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, I never had the chance to see her one last time. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day.
Hey,
Yes. For the longest time, all my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the one. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now I realize, when I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss. But just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had all those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for. As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, I will never forget.
he's taking all this pretty hard. As expected, there are a load of Rift Hounds here too!
Leave them to me. Illusion shattered! Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish!
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply concerned. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must.
Makes sense. The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell you. Hey, the same light is leaking out again.
Furuyama?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land?
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea, though blind. Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in Your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required. It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has... I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the... After all, it's...
What should we do?
I see. So, most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather And now the Almighty Shogun is here. I have imagined if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to? People flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems with me. I have no... The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, one thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have...
Perhaps.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last. But I suppose it doesn't. Once this catastrophe... Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content, and the almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't see a tea.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it the...
Don't worry about it. Take a rest.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your... Leave it to us.
But I can't decide whether it's a final regret.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now. But at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much.
I'm also feeling...
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro...
Oh, sure. Please step into the...
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler. Please...
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal...
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he...
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was, in her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning, they are similar. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. Now, it seems like she was right. While I took the way...
Wow. There sure was...
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, an ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions.
That's...
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't I didn't understand at the time. I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must... But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one.
Do you feel you're starting to understand?
You have already witnessed my previous view, but now I no longer cling to what was lost.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set.
It's quite beautiful.
You are too kind.
It's all good, sir. She's act.
Let us return. We ought not keep for.
As one with wind and cloud.
Hey, he wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him.
So we won't get. We didn't even have a.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him. Well, this chance won't come often, and I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many. The tea is ready. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. You're right. But the things I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu.
She died in that disaster too.
Yes. She went to Conria alone. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, but yes, it was too late. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As it was there that we bid each other a final farewell. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, no one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area. In the end, with the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was...
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land, and for its people. And that I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once, and it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in...
Brother? You mean to say that he was somehow involved in the Conria?
Based on what we've learned so far, it seems so...
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time... And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma, so...
Oh, well, boy. Both of you have experienced...
With this last cup of tea, thank you, Destiny, for giving...
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Time to go. Yeah. Time to go. 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 So many regrets. Time to go. Time to go.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Follow the wind. Time to go.
Once again, please.
Hey!
There is no escape! Shine down! Illusion shattered!
Are you alright?
I'm fine. There is no escape! Illusion shattered! Remove all obstacles. Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape! Shine down! There is no escape! Torn to oblivion! My apology.
Don't worry about it. We'll deal with them. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here. Are you injured, Your Excellency? We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, man.
Don't!
Danger is our duty, ma'am.
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will...
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble...
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our heart. This hope is the light that will guide...
Everyone...
We'll help you!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your...
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
Sakura swirl!
Wind strike!
Know my sword! Let me weave you a verse.
Pew pew! Buddy!
Take flight! Kamisato art! Sumen!
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never.
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely...
Well, what are you guys?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot... We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face...
Just leave it to us. But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we...
Thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment...
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will with you leading us, we will claim back
Glory to the Shogun!
Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, you could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later...
Thank you for your comforting words. But I used to think just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. And my only... But what Inazuma needs more than a war, even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done. Yes, they are. They are strong, and as the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, but eventually, the future will bring no matter how long it takes. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the...
Alrighty then, let's... He looks calm on the outside, but she seems to have changed a... Huh? What's wrong? What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
It looks like... the situation... No need. I need to go to the...
Why?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past.
Time to go.
We're finally here.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's... It looks like...
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is... Where are we go... Whoa. This place... Look, it's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of it. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct. But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you... I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be
wait!
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body. As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile but inside a realm of consciousness. I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that an Hei's showdown with the Shogun?
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. The very foundation stone of eternity. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they both just want the best for Inazuma.
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that It inherits Ei's pain. The pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination. Every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting determination. Courage. Only rules shall remain constant for... Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that You wish to make yourself I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden EI! In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. Illusion shattered! Inazuma shines eternal! Evasion is there is no escape! The eye sweeps the lands! Shine down! Now you shall perish! The Kitsune and Sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch-black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
There is nothing! Insolent! Inazuma shines eternal! Your verdict is decided. Weak. Be sure! Your verdict is decided. Sir, this world, a fleeting
Now
shadow.
you shall perish!
The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. There's no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. Be gone! Be gone! Illusion shattered! The eye sweeps the land! Now you shall perish! Euthymia crumbles before...
Have you finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living being's, including you.
Then, does that mean this?
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change. And this is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries. And no matter how many times 500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practice. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return during my absence.
But this...
Pass on my words.
Looks like we got kicked. Oh, what are we... She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen. And then she might not... Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last... Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, help her with... Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen. Oh, but we also can't get... Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't feel Paimon now. Oh, you're right. Who knows if she...
The Electro Archon.
Time to go.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first...
But you're...
That was a figure of speech. Do you understand? Nitpick.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happening.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very... You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts... So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help?
Is she playing dumb?
Aha, you're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've heard, it's a little different from a...
Because Raiden Makoto is...
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. but I can only speculate. You're the one. Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. First things first.
Follow the wind.
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm ace. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is.
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, this is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object.
What? Alright, well, time on figure then.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So. Oh. Well, if you're quite sure, then of course. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver. Well then, the door is open. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have... This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were over countless battles. Not had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you bring honor to the time. Now these two return once more to this space. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500... Final duel? Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush streams. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever. Witness the final calamity! There is no escape! Transcend all constraints. This, I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated yours. But a will that cannot be eroded. You need not worry about the future. And I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. And whenever I think of this, I feel something. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and this power is beyond the limits of my This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side. It was at once a familiar feeling. And you have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify. From this day forth, this body will remain. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, you truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change, but as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again. Do you say? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the— Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But everything happened so suddenly. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of— Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to— In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has but I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Here, take it. But it is you who must—
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity,
a place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problem. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now...
I don't fully understand yet. But...
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever, without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that...
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura. But to me, it has always been. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness. But
No. But I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been...
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears, and obviously I played my part. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time, which, suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, It looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me. You too have my thanks. You have done.
Ei, how are you?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fight.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotion. After all, you saw Makoto and
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerged. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen.
Makoto said the exact...
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the after that.
Really?
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no... I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.